Hello there. Welcome to Exampadi. In our study series on the development of political parties in Nigeria, our topic today is Action Group, also known as AG, Northern People's Congress, known as NPC, and Northern Element Progressive Union, known as NEPU. In this lesson, we will 1. Describe the organizational structure of Action Group, Northern People's Congress, and Northern Element Progressive Union. 2. Identify the motives behind the formation of the Action Group, Northern People's Congress, and Northern Element Progressive Union. 3. Describe the organizational structure and explain how the parties were financed. And 4. Discuss their objectives and evaluate the performance of the parties. Just like we did in our previous lessons, we'll begin with the origin of Action Group. A group of Yoruba students studying in Britain came together in 1945 and established a cultural group called Egbe Omo Oduduwa. In March 1951, it metamorphosed into a political party called Action Group. The founder and leader of the party was the late Chief Obafemi Awolowo. Other influential members of the parties were S.L. Akintola, Chief Shobanire, Chief Bode Thomas, Ooni of Ife, Sir Adesoji Aderemi, and so on. What was the organizational structure of Action Group? Membership into the Action Group was open to individuals not below 16 years of age. The party had branches at the local government ward level in each region, a divisional conference comprising 2 or more local government units, a regional parliamentary council, and a regional executive committee. The Federal Executive Council and Congress met annually. It has federal, regional, and local government officers. Action Group was financed in the following ways. Number 1, monthly subscription of members. Number 2, enrollment fees. Number 3, levies on the salaries of legislators and board members. Number 4, sales of flags, handkerchiefs, and other publicity materials. Number 5, donations. And number 6, overdraft from the National Bank of Nigeria Limited. The objectives of Action Group were to 1. To encourage mass and qualitative education. 2. To contest and win elections and control the Western region. 3. To challenge the political domination of NCNC in the Western region. 4. To cooperate with the nationalists and all tribal organizations towards attaining self-government for Nigeria. The performance of Action Group also includes the following. Number 1, it contributed to the attainment of independence in Nigeria. A member of Action Group, Chief Anthony Enahoro, raised a motion for self-government for Nigeria in 1956. These greatly increased the agitation for self-government. Number 2, it won many elections in the Western region. Number 3, it also contributed immensely to the development of the Eastern region. Number 4, it was the first party to introduce free primary education in Nigeria in 1955 and implement it in the Western region. Number 5, it represented the Western region in all the constitutional conferences that led to the independence of Nigeria. And number 6, the party won many seats to become the opposition party in the Eastern region and at the federal legislative. As we continue in our study, we'll be looking at the origin of Northern People's Congress, known as NPC. NPC originated from a cultural organization called Jamiya Jama'ar Arewa. The party was formed in 1951 under the leadership of Sir Ahmadu Bello. Other prominent members were Alhaji Tafawa Balewa, the first Prime Minister of Nigeria, Isa Keita, Muhammadu Ribadu, Kashim Ibrahim, and so on. What was the organizational structure of NPC? The NPC's strength lay in northern Nigeria's Hausa Fulani regions. It had well-organized structures at the regional, state, and local levels. Regional branches coordinated activities, while state and local branches ensured grassroots mobilization. NPC was financed in the following ways. Number 1, sales of membership cards. 2, donation from members of the Central and Regional Executive Council. 3, money realized from other social events organized by the party. And 4, payment of dues by members. NPC had major objectives, some of which includes: number 1, to foster unity among the Northerners. Number 2, to protect the interest of the Northern people. Number 3, to foster the autonomy of the North. Number 4, to educate Northerners on their political and civil responsibilities. Number 5, to preserve the tradition of the Northerners. And number 6, to eliminate bribery and corruption in spheres of Northern life. Furthermore, the NPC also made major achievements. Did you know that the NPC produced the first Prime Minister of Nigeria? Come along with me as we explore more achievements of the NPC. Number 1, it produced the first Prime Minister of Nigeria. Number 2, the party controlled the federal government until the military took over in 1966. Number 3, it controlled the politics of the northern region until 1966. Number 4, it represented the northern region in all the constitutional conferences. And number 5, through its political education, it helped awaken the northern people's political consciousness. The last political party we'll be looking into is the Northern Element Progressive Union, known as NEPO. The Northern Element Progressive Union was formed in August 1950 and was led by the late Malam Aminu Kano. It was one of the minor radical parties formed mainly to protect the interests of the minority. It was one of the minor political parties in Nigeria, but it enjoyed support from the bigger parties outside its region. It performed well in its areas of influence. It performed well against NPC in the Tiv area. Did you know that NEPO's slogan was Sawaba, in Hausa meaning freedom? What was the organizational structure of NEPO? Northern Element Progressive Union (NEPO) was the first political party in northern Nigeria and was formed in 1950 by some radical elements in Kano. The NEPO had a decentralized structure. It operated through local branches and cells. Aminu Kano dominated the party's infrastructure from 1953 onwards. Later, radicals within NEPO created a parallel structure called the Northern Element Freedom Organization. Let's discuss the sources of finance for NEPO. The party's funds came mainly from membership fees and subscription fees. The minority parties, including NEPO, were financed, encouraged, and supported by the bigger parties in other regions and NCNC's support. The aims and objectives of NEPO includes the following. 1. To free the nation from the hands of colonial masters' administration to indigenous leadership. 2. Bringing the poor, the masses, into governance affairs. 3. Reducing the burden of maltreatment of traditional institutions towards the masses. 4. Promoting the social well-being of every member of the society. 5. Bridging the gap of class differences between the poor and rich. And 6. Operating transparent and free corrupt governance. Some of the performances of NEPO includes the following. Number 1. The members were connected in their opposition to the management style of the native administration in northern Nigeria. 2. NEPO participated in the Kano primary elections and was fairly successful. And number 3, they succeeded in gaining a major regional seat during the 1959 parliamentary election. We have come to the end of this lesson. Answer these questions to assess yourself. Number 1. In summary, discuss the formation of AG, NPC, and NEPO. Number 2. Expound the structure of the parties and state 3 of their objectives. 3. Examine their sources of finance and assess the performance of the parties. Thank you for learning about AG, NPC, and NEPO with me today. I'll see you in our next lesson. Bye for now.